everyone, Kate from Coaster Fantasy back again. We are here at Six Flags America. It's in Maryland near Baltimore. I heard this park isn't that great, but we're here on another trip to see a friend, so we figured we'd check it out and get the credits.
I'm crippled.
And he's not having a good time. He's crazy. I can't believe he's even coming with us, but he's crazy. And I love him. Entrance is pretty much standard Six Flags. So there's like 8 credits here, I think, 1 kiddie coaster. Most of them are unfortunately clones. I'm not excited to ride the Mind Eraser clone. So then Firebird after that, which is a B&M Floorless that used to be a stand-up coaster. I believe it was called Apocalypse at that point. Hopefully it's actually better than it used to be. I've heard that it wasn't very good as a stand-up, and the theming was actually pretty good, but anyway. Right, we're getting on Roar, which is a wooden coaster. The wait time is 5 minutes. I'm scared by that. Probably means it's gonna hurt me.
It's gonna hurt me too.
We're doing Firebird next. It's been revamped this year, like I was saying earlier. But I've heard that it's just okay now. It went from like bad to okay. So we'll see. I have some thoughts. My thoughts are that if you are planning on making a trip to this park just for the new revamp of it from this year, don't. I have never been headbanged so much on a B&M looping coaster like that. It was a big yikes for me. I can't even say it was okay. It was genuinely bad. The big sad. It is a very painfully humid hot day here, and I feel way better now. Thanks, Log Flume. Shouts to Log Flumes. Ragin' Cajun, an interesting name for a standard wild mouse coaster. First I got excited because I thought it was one of those spinning ones, but it doesn't. It actually is a spinning one. It must be like you control the spinning?
I think it starts like there. Yeah, I think it unlocks at a certain point.
Alright, so that was hilarious. We could not stop laughing the entire time. It spins a lot more than you think. We're like, why is there a 25-minute line for a mouse coaster? And
yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Well, so far I'd say that was my funniest and most fun experience today at this park.
Yeah.
It's not a coaster, but I'm getting on it. I'm a sucker for these things. The wild one. What does it say? 1917 to 2017?
It's already over.
Yeah, why does it have a death date?
It died.
Yeah, why does it... What?
Oh, it's because it's the centennial.
Oh, okay. So
That would make sense.
it's the anniversary.
100 years.
Yeah.
it's a the map is really huge.
And I actually did. So the Wild One is a 100-year-old coaster. It's a wooden coaster. It's actually held up well in my personal opinion. I thought it was fun. I was on the left side seat, and these two boys were not. They said that during that last turn, it kind of like slams you into the sea, which I did experience a little bit of that on the left, but I don't think it was as bad as they got it.
It's more that there's a divider in the center that's right at like hip height, and it throws you into that into your like kidney.
Yeah, it throws you into the divider, and it was like a really rough turn. That was probably my least favorite part of the ride, but the rest of it I liked. There was a lot of air time.
It wasn't bump.
It was a lot of air time. It wasn't really painful except for that one part. I thought it held up really well for being 100 years old, and I wanted to go on it again. I was towards the front, so I'll probably go in the back next time to see how that is.
It definitely doesn't show its age, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just a reminder that you must have on shoes to ride. You must have on shoes to ride.
The water park was pretty fun. We just got off this thing. And it was fun.
This was really cool.
And we are coming up on Superman Rescue. Another one of these. There's one at Darien Lake too. I'm not thinking this layout is going to be anywhere near as good as the one at New England. But maybe it'll be fun. I wasn't recording. Okay. Superman was fun. You could tell it's an old coaster. Like it was rickety. The layout was kind of cool actually. Like there was a really big second aircraft hill over there, and then there was a helix, and there was another helix, and it was pretty intense actually. But yeah, it was rickety. And we were like the second row, so the back probably was way worse.
Like there was some airtime hills, or during the airtime hills there was brake trims on the hills.
Yeah.
That kind of slowed us down a bit, but other than that, I found the airtime hills fun. And the helixes were
Yeah,
kind of
there was some
interesting.
good ejector air on those hills. Alright, see you later. A Vekoma Flying Dutchman. There are not many of these in operation. I have only been on one. It was Nighthawk at Carowinds. And how are you feeling about Batwing? Are you looking forward to another Flying Dutchman?
I kind of am, just because they're so rare, but I'm also worried it's going to show its age. Yeah.
I think I've heard this one is better than Nighthawk, but I don't know. Are you excited? You've never been on any
I've been on one of these, so I'm excited. Worried about my foot, but whatever.
So for those that are not aware, previously, if you're not familiar with these Dutchman coasters, you're lying down. And then you go backwards, yeah, and you start, and you ascend the lift. Boys are like, want to do it again? And I'm like, no. It was really fun. I screamed my head off.
Oh my god, that was so much
Because I felt like I was falling out. Right when we flipped over at the top of the lift hill, I had the same thing with Nighthawk at Carowinds. Those are very intense.
Yeah, those are very interesting rides.
Yeah. I actually liked that a lot better than Nighthawk. It was like a lot longer and a lot more intense, and it didn't feel like rickety or anything, so I really liked it. It's probably my favorite ride here, I'll say right now.
Yeah, I'll agree. It's also my favorite ride here.
Well, Mind Racer, having that next.
Oh yeah,
the
I'm
top-
gonna
have more
totally
top
love the SLC. I can't wait to get on it. That's why I saved it for last. Saved the best for last. I'm ready for the Kitty Coaster credit. Kitty Coaster. Yeah, a bunch of grown adults about to stand in line for the Kitty Coaster. Not embarrassing at all. You should kidnap a child
Okay.
so we can get the credit.
Oh, we can get on.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading it.
I'm gonna shrink myself a little bit because I'm really not that tall to be considered a kid, so...
Hey, you're our kid.
Of course, they've got the old terrible restraints. I'm gonna get headbanged so hard. I hate the Coma SLCs. Hey guys, I'm back again. I just want to apologize for starters about certain things in that video. The first thing being that the sound balance was terrible. I didn't realize how hard it was to hear me talking in the videos over the background noise, so I'm sorry about that. I am trying to make improvements from my last video, get more footage of all the coasters and try not to leave out as much, make as many mistakes. But I'm sorry about the sound thing. That was kind of, I messed up. So Six Flags America, I gotta say, overall, the park's okay. And I'm gonna leave it at okay. I can't say it's a good park. It's not a good park. It's just okay. The biggest problem being that the coasters are just really underwhelming. There's 9 coasters. 1 is a kiddie. Most all of them are clones. So there are 2 wooden coasters. The first wooden coaster, which is over 100 years old. I did talk about that in the video, that being Wild One. It's having its 100th anniversary, had its 100th anniversary 2 years ago. That one actually I think is held up. I would argue that it's still a good coaster. I sat in I addressed this earlier in the video, but you couldn't really hear me over the background noise. I sat in the left seat, which I believe is probably going to be better because the people that I rode with went on the right and they were slammed into the divider on one of the big turns towards the middle and said that hurt quite a lot. But the left seat was great. I really had no problems with it. Airtime was great. It was a great wooden coaster. Superman is another one of the park's good coasters, but that is also a clone. I'm not sure which came first, if the Superman here or the Superman at Darien Lake came first, but they both have like basically the same layout, I believe. It was fun. It was definitely good. It had airtime, was a bit showing its age. I would definitely not take it over the New England Superman, Bizarro, whatever its name is this time of year. They are constantly changing the name of that thing. First it was Superman, then it was Bizarro, then it was Superman, and yeah. Alright. But yeah, again, the coasters just overall, I'd say there were like 3 genuinely good coasters, and then the rest were like mediocre to bad, and it just, even the good ones are pretty much clones. The only one that really stood out was Batwing, which the reason it stood out is because it's a Vekoma Flying Dutchman, which there's only either 2 or 3 still operating. That is definitely a draw to go to that park, because out of the 2 I've ridden, it is the best. It is definitely the best. Nighthawk at Carowinds was not as good. This one was a lot better. It was like really intense and really fun. I would have gone on it again if I was not dizzy. But I tend to get dizzy on those, so I just only went on it once. But again, that's a really good coaster, and my coaster family liked it a lot. I'd say that's the best coaster at the park. Only other one that's kind of noteworthy is Joker's Jinx, which was a launch coaster. It's similar to the one at King's Dominion Flight of Fear, which is indoors. And it's basically the same layout, just that one's indoors, and it has really good theming. So again, Joker's Jinx, it was fun. It was similar to that, but I would argue that Flight of Fear is better simply because of the theme, because it's indoors, but it's still fun. So you can kind of get an idea from everything I'm saying that this is the kind of park where it's like if you're in the area and you have time, go, you know, get the credits, get on a few coasters, they're pretty good, but if you're going anywhere out of your way, don't don't travel just to go to this park. It is not worth the trip. It's just not. You can get pretty much all these coasters anywhere else except Batwing. Batwing is the only one that's really you're not gonna find anywhere else. Like everything else, it's just okay. A few of the positives for the park, I will say, first of all, it actually had really great customer service. I thought that all the people working there were very friendly. Nobody was rude to me. They were just really good. It was slow. Operations dispatch was very slow. They were kind of taking their time, and now granted there was hardly anyone there that day. I'm not sure if that's the norm for the park. The lines were extremely short, but despite that, they were only running one train. It made everything really slow, and I can't give a positive for that. Not having lines was nice, but they were very slow about things. Another two positive things, the park had a really good layout. It was basically in a circle. It wasn't that big, so it was like really easy to figure out where you're going and get around, navigating the park. And a second thing that was good is that the water park was actually really fun. It was still small, but it had a really fun selection of rides. The rides that it had in the water park were definitely, like, there were a few that I hadn't seen before, actually. Like, there was one that was like a half pipe, and you're on a tube, you go up the hill, they drop you, and you go down again, and it was fun. The slides were good. So the water park is good. I would definitely say if you're there and it's a nice day, check out the water park. So, final thoughts I will say. Would I come back to this park? The answer is going to be a really hard maybe. I would go back to this park if they had something new to offer, if something new opened up. If I was in the area already and I had nothing else to do for the day, I would go back. But would I go out of my way to go back to this park? Definitely not. It's not great. It's okay. It's underwhelming. It's just okay. The other thing is that I was really underwhelmed by Firebird, and especially the fact that Six Flags was advertising, oh, new for 2019, Firebird. First of all, it's not new. It was a revamp of a coaster that was called Apocalypse, which was a stand-up coaster. They turned it into a floorless. They did not change the layout. I mean, it didn't feel new. It felt dated, literally the year that it opened. I've never been headbanged so much on a B&M floorless coaster. I've been on like 10 of them. I've never been headbanged that bad. It was just bad. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Six Flags America. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I will see you later on Coaster Fantasy.